What's up, everyone? It's 512 Mark DD. So I'm gonna make this little portion here just pretty quick, but probably make it a longer video because this is day one of my annual training. Um, for those of you not familiar with the reserves, requirement is a minimum of 2 weeks annual training once a year. So they say once they say reserves is 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year. I would say it's really 11 weekends a month and 2 weeks a year, but I actually have drill when I get back from this, so I'll be going the 2 weeks and straight into my drill weekend. So I'm in Virginia, Williamsburg, Virginia. This AT is what's called Mobex. Hopefully by the end of this video, I'll have some answers on what this training is. I've never been, obviously. First a year in the reserves, so in the Navy Reserves anyway. So this is all new to me. But I'm in Williamsburg, Virginia for what's called Mobex. Yesterday was an all-day travel day. I left Florida at 6 a.m. flight. So I woke up at 3. Um, landed in Virginia around 1. Waited 2 hours for my rental car. And then drove an hour to the hotel. And then found a grocery store nearby just to get some, stuff to eat. This hotel does breakfast, but not till 6:30, and we're leaving at like 6:15. Just gonna meet up with some of the other sailors in my unit to get there at least on the first day. We pretty much all have rental cars, and I think we may be split up, but at least on the first day before we're assigned groups and stuff, we're gonna carpool, so we can kind of get situated together. Anyway, that's all this is about this morning. I'll post another video probably this afternoon, or I'll record another segment this afternoon when I get home or get back to my hotel, which will be home, and kind of explain what day one was, and then we'll see how this 2 weeks goes, and then when I get home, I will upload this video. So um, that's it. And today is August the 4th. So, all right. I'll see you this afternoon. All right. What's up, everybody? It's the end of day one. So I think I said this morning that I'm here for Mobex. I'm here for 2 weeks. And Mobex, trying to figure out kind of how to explain this, and if I'm right, if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. But to me, it sounds like Mobex is really kind of 1 week, because what Mobex is kind of a practice run for you and for the people involved that would be doing all the administrative stuff if you're being mobilized. So like medical, dental, um, just all kinds of stuff. Um, all kinds of stuff before you were going to get mobilized to go somewhere. Mobilization orders. The reason why I think it's really like kind of 1 week, it sounds like this because some of the people here for this MOBEX are only here for week one to go through the administrative portion, not the second week, because the second week, I mean, maybe it has something to do with mobilizing in the Navy Reserves. I don't know. I've never mobilized with the Navy Reserves before. I've only mobilized with the Army Reserves. But the second week of this 2 week AT is kind of field training, and there's an overnight exercise in the field where they're going to issue us like I don't have it in front of me. Hold on one second. Like a tent. What do they call it? But there's gear that they're going to issue us for the field training. Um, that to me doesn't sound like something that's part of being mobilized. When I was mobilized in the Army Reserves, there was no camping, outdoor camping type of training before. It was all like paperwork and medical and power of attorney, all that kind of stuff, like a week at an Army base, and then we went off to Iraq. But I don't know. Maybe is quite different from the Army, so maybe that's part of mobilization. If that's the case, let me know because I'd be really interested if I ever mobilize with the Navy, just so I know, hey, this is actually part of mobilizing. Um, but again, I don't know because some of the people I hear for this only have to do the administrative training part and not the second half. But there might be other reasons for that I'm not, you know, on the need to know basis for. So anyway, that's pretty much what we're here for. This first week is, like I said, all administrative. Today was pretty much there's a bunch of briefings and stuff like that we're going through, explanations of what today was going to be about. Tomorrow we get issued the gear that we'll be using for the overnight field training exercise next week. And you know, I know we're getting issued the gear tomorrow. I'm not sure what else is going to go on. So I will post little kind of videos each day and kind of explain what this annual training was like this year. My first annual training in the Navy Reserves. 7 months in now. Well, 8 months. It's August, and I enlisted in December, but 7, 8, because my first drill was January. So still a learning process, and it is what it is. I'm um, anxious to see what I can get done next year now that I know kind of how to take care of getting my annual training requirements in. That was a learning process in itself. Getting orders submitted and all that kind of stuff. But kind of now that I know what the process is like, I have things in mind for next year, and I'm gonna as soon as it's the new fiscal year, I'm gonna kind of start that process. So this time next year, it's not gonna be such a rush, hopefully. Um, but there's all kinds of things that go into play in that now, like funding for those training events and all kinds of stuff. So we'll see. Anyway, today's done. It's been kind of a long day, so I have to kind of change and get something to eat, and then call my wife and kids, and then study because I have my advancement exam in 2 weeks. I fly back from Virginia to Florida on Friday the 15th, and that 16th and 17th is my August drill weekend, and I think it's the 17th. I think it's Sunday the 17th is my advancement exam. So I have 2 weeks to kind of start studying and preparing for that. I've studied a little bit, but been very busy in my personal life. Things I had to take were kind of taking priority. But now all that stuff's done, and I'm here on AT. This is kind of the perfect time for me to come back to my hotel room after AT training and hit the books for a little bit because I'm not being distracted by you know kids and daily life at home. Although I do already really miss my wife and kids, but that's what we do. Anyway, that's it for day one, and I will post again tomorrow afternoon when I get back. What's up, everyone? It is Wednesday. What is today? The 6th? Wednesday, August 6th. So I didn't record anything yesterday when I got back from training because honestly, I forgot. I was studying for my advancement exam by the time I realized I didn't film anything, which, I mean, wasn't much of an update. Yesterday was just medical all day. So like I said, Mobex is basically a mobilization exercise. So part of mobilizing is going through medical, dental, all that kind of stuff. And yesterday was us going through medical and dental and what that would be like. So that's all yesterday was anyway. Today was just briefings. Basically briefings about JAG and that kind of stuff, making your will, that kind of stuff. And there was one about like mind, body, and spirit, I guess. So it was all pretty kind of interesting, but just briefings all day. And it sounds like kind of what Thursday and Friday is going to be like too, for the most part, but we'll see. Sounds like anyway, the bigger thing that today was, but obviously most people will know by the time I posted the video, but there was a active shooter situation in Georgia, on the military base there, and there was a security issue on our base here, that we're doing the training at, that we were on lockdown for about an hour. But I was just getting rumors and stuff like that on what the actual situation was. So, but yeah, really, it was just kind of hearing about what was happening in Georgia. So, it's really sad to hear, and you know, just thoughts and prayers going out to everyone that's having to go through that and affected by that. But anyway, that was today, day 3 of Mobex, and I'm just gonna do my normal kind of after work routine. I call my wife and kids, visit with them, and do some studying, and take the night off. And go to bed and wake up early. I've been keeping up with my routine, waking up early, working out. So that's it, man. Nothing else to really talk about. So I guess I will talk to you either Thursday or Friday. All right. I was just gonna start the camera, but then I thought, well, kind of me walking up to the camera and sitting down is a good indication it's a new day, which it is. Today is Thursday, August 7th, and wasn't quite sure what we're doing today, that if I was gonna make a video or not, but I guess it's kind of worth making a video, mostly because I have questions for hopefully other people that have gone through this, and or a mobilization, because this is a mobilization exercise. So today we did, the first half of it was TCCC, which stands for Tactical Combat Casualty Care. So that's the first half of the day, was doing that training. Basically, combat first aid, more or less, tourniquets, that kind of stuff. The second half of the day was ISO prep, which is isolated personnel report. And that's basically you're creating a profile, basically, and it confirms your identity in case you're isolated, like kidnapped or abducted. Here's my question for anybody that's gone through this before, mobilization specifically. I'm assuming you'd go through the ISO prep portion to double check. I'm not sure because we went through the whole thing, created a profile, took pictures, and uploaded the pictures. I'm not sure if this is because Mobex in itself is a mobilization exercise. So, from what I understand, most everything that we were doing during the exercise, even though we're doing it as it's for real, is not going to be used for anything. So, I'm not sure if they're actually going to be using or creating this ISO prep that we did today, or if I'm mobilized, there'll be a new one, which I'm kind of hoping is the case, because the pictures that were taken and uploaded for this thing are horrible, and honestly, I'd really hate to think that that's the picture they're using to identify me by if I'm kidnapped or abducted, or isolated. Seriously, looks like I've already been captured in the picture, um, versus kind of how I am normally. So just bad picture, bad time of day, end of day. We're all exhausted, and that's when they take the pictures, and that's what they use for, or at least today. So that's my question for anybody that's been in the Navy that um, maybe has done a MOBEX exercise before, or has been mobilized by the Navy Reserves before. Do you know, um, is that picture I took today forever? Because God, I hope not. Anyway, if it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. But that's what we did today. First half of the day was TCCC. Second half of the day was ISO prep. Tomorrow, I think we're getting issued gear for next week. We're doing some other field exercises, I guess, that we need gear for. So, anyway, wasn't planning on making a video portion for today, but I figured it was worth it since those two things were significant, I would say, especially the combat care training portion and the ISO prep. They both seem pretty important in the case of being mobilized. So that was it. That was today, and we'll see what tomorrow holds. I'm pretty sure that we get the weekend off, but I'm not 100%. So I will let you guys know. All right, what's up? It is Friday. What is today? The 8th. And what did we do today? Pretty short but exhausting day. Today we basically got gear if we didn't already have it, for the field training exercises that we have next week. For those that had it, which wasn't me, I got issued my gear. But for those that had it, it's stored here, so they had to go get what we needed, what they needed out. And that was pretty much it. We're actually released for the weekend, which is rare. So released for the weekend to have a couple days off, and then Monday, I guess we'll start field training exercises. So my plan for at least tomorrow, Sunday will probably just be hang out in the hotel, relax, take care of some laundry, things like that. But tomorrow I want to go looking at some things to do in Norfolk. We're in Williamsburg. Norfolk is pretty close, so go do some stuff there. And if I end up doing that, I'll probably just make a separate video of that, and just go at least do something to relax and blow off some steam while we're here, and get some t-shirts or something to take home to the wife and kids. So that's it, and pretty short day today. So that's the update for what Friday was. So this is probably gonna jump ahead to Monday, something like that, and then I'll like I said, if I go do anything, I'll just make a short video of that, probably some clips of that, and post that separately. But other than that, I will see you guys on Monday. Hello, everyone. It is, god dang, my phone is blowing up. What is today? Monday the 8th. Monday the 11th. And so it's the second half of Mobex. I should have left my phone on silent. And this is kind of more field training stuff. I guess it makes sense, at least for the unit I'm currently with. I'm actually cross-assigned into another unit out of El Paso now. So I'm not sure what it'd be like if they mobilized. I think in the first, one of the first segments, I guess, whatever you want to call it, that I recorded, I asked if it was normal to do like an overnight camping, these field exercises type things, if you were mobilizing. And I still kind of have that question. I can see where it would be and where it might not be, depending on the situation. But I do know that. So I'm in an NCHB unit, which is a Navy Cargo Handling Battalion. So because somebody explained it to me, that because we're basically a support unit, um, whereas we might not ourselves ever have to as a unit, we may never probably go out in the field ourselves. So we wouldn't need to have these trainings, but a lot of times units that we would be in support of would, and that's why we have to do it. Still not quite sure if it's part of if we were ever going to be mobilized, we'd still have to do this. I know we'd have to do the administrative part, the stuff that we did last week, but anyway. So today was the first day of the field training stuff. We did convoy training the first half of the day, and IEDs and stuff like that training the second half of the day. But that's what we did today. So pretty good day, actually. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the training, and yeah, that's it, man. First day of week 2, and we'll get through it. We do supposedly have a full day on Friday, but more likely we'll just go there and like muster, and someone said probably be there for a couple hours and then they release us because we have flights to catch. But we weren't supposed to book any flights prior to 1600, so all our flights have to be later than that. So Friday's going to be a long day. I'll get home late and then I gotta go straight into my August drill. Saturday and Sunday, which I could try to do what's called a resched, but I don't want to because, I mean, I really couldn't anyway because I was trying to take my advancement exam on Sunday. So anyway, that's today. I did go, we did have kind of days off Saturday and Sunday. Saturday went into Norfolk, saw the Wisconsin that's parked out there. It's now parked there as a museum ship, which was really cool. I did get some videos of that, so I'll post that video. separately from this one. And then Sunday I just rested, man. Hung out in the hotel, did some laundry, cleaned my uniform because this is still the only uniform that I have because I have not been issued my C bag yet. So cleaned my uniform, did some other things, and just some more studying, and then just relaxed and watched TV. And actually went to bed super early. Got tons of sleep, so I guess I needed the rest. Anyway, that's it. I'll keep it short. It's at 5 minutes already, and I know all these kind of segments together is going to make for a pretty long video. So I will talk to y'all tomorrow. All right. It's been a hell of a 48 hours, basically. Today is actually Wednesday, the 13th. So I didn't film anything. God damn my hair. I didn't film anything Tuesday because we basically had training, then got released back to our hotels to have dinner, get ready for the overnight training, and then got released 04:30 this morning to go back to hotels, shower, change, which unfortunately I don't have that luxury because I'm making one uniform last right now because I still haven't got my sea bag. But anyway, come home, change. I did bring stuff to kind of freshen this up, and I've been washing it, so I'm not that rank, all right? But come back, get cleaned up, shave, all that kind of stuff, go back to training, and then we just got released. It's 15:30 right now. So it's been a long couple days. Yesterday was map reading and ECP training. Then the overnight training was basically setting up your tent, the experience of sleeping in the tent. Familiar with the gear for people that haven't used it before or experienced sleeping out in a tent, military style. And then Firewatch, which I was lucky enough to get from, it's supposed to be 0300 to 0500, but they actually started waking people up between 4 and 4:30, so really only had like an hour of Firewatch. And then today was putting what we learned on Monday and Tuesday into more practice, because some of these trainings were classroom trainings and stuff. So this was more putting into convoy training with encountering IEDs, and ECP training with more having the convoy come in, inspecting the vehicles, obviously map reading. So basically everything that we've been kind of learning Monday and Tuesday, calling it capstone, being somewhat assessed. It's not really a pass fail or anything, just seeing what you've retained and getting some more practical training. That was today, and more of that tomorrow. And then pretty much done. We're anticipating a full day on Friday, but so our flights aren't until after 1600, but more likely they'll release us early, which I'm kind of hoping for because the traffic from Williamsburg to Norfolk is ridiculous all the time, and that's where I'm lucky enough to fly out of. So I'm hoping they release us early enough that I have time to get to the airport, turn in the rental, and kind of get situated because I don't like feeling rushed. And then I go straight into drill. So really, this video is gonna be lengthy, hopefully informative. but I'm going to keep this kind of daily talking up through Sunday after drill, and then I'll put everything together and post it, along with the video I had from the Wisconsin ship. Anyway, that was it. I'm exhausted. I'm going to have some dinner and something to adult beverage, some drinks to relax and call it an early night. And yeah, that's it. So I did pick up this. I want to the kind of unit T-shirt, battalion T-shirt. So work cargo. Even though I'm reassigned, I picked up the hat, the ball cap, the unit ball cap I had to order. I'm getting patches, and then even though I'm kind of cross-assigned out of this unit, it's still kind of my home unit since it's where I drill. So, and I'm just kind of collecting this stuff as I go, kind of memorabilia so far with my experience in the Navy Reserves. This AT has been kind of giving me more information as far as what my options are and what I want to try to do in my Navy career, versus possibly go active and different opportunities that might come up that I might be interested in. So I've been learning a lot. Anyway, with that, I am, like I said, gonna take this uniform off, get it more cleaned up for the last couple days. It's been humid as hell the past couple days here in Virginia, and yeah, so get cleaned up, relax, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. What's up, everyone? So as you can tell, I am not in my regular uniform because actually, honestly, I kind of forgot to record anything today. We got out kind of early. Today was just one more kind of training, encompassing everything, and then clean up, which they call, correct me if I'm wrong, retrograde, if I remember correctly, is what they were saying. Something popped up on my screen. So yeah, so we cleaned up, taking down tents, all that kind of stuff that they had used for the training, and turned in vehicles and all that kind of fun stuff, and put our stuff that we used on our camping trip, overnight thing, put all that stuff back into storage, and then they released us for the day so we could get back to our hotels and start packing and stuff. And I came back. I had some stuff to take care of. Some more final notes to make for my notes for my advancement exam that I'm going to be studying for on the plane ride back. And as I said before, I have drill this weekend, so did that. I put my uniform in the dryer with there's like these dry cleaning sheet things that put in with your kind of clothes in the dryer, and it's like taking them to the dry cleaner essentially. So I did that to get my uniform clean because I only have that one right now that I acquired on my own while I wait for the sea bag. So want to make sure that's clean for what little we have to do tomorrow, and then for the drill this weekend. We'll have a final formation in the morning at 6:45, and I think the CO and other higher ups will be there, and I believe after that they'll release us, and then I'll just go to the airport, try to catch an earlier flight if I can, and get home. So yeah, that's it. That was all today. Basically the end of the Mobex annual training event of 2025. So yeah, that's it. And then I'll post probably one more little segment like this. Maybe Saturday, most definitely Sunday. So either Saturday, Sunday, or just Sunday. And then, like I said, I'll make this one big long video. So apologize in advance if it turned out lengthy. Hopefully it was informative for people that um, haven't done this before and thinking about the reserves and all that kind of stuff. Like I've said before, I'm only 8 months into my Navy Reserves experience. So yeah, otherwise I will record again later, and that's it, I guess. Good morning, everyone. So it's Sunday morning. This is August 17th. So back home in Florida, second day of the August drill. Decided to just do this one last portion of the video to end this longer AT video that I've been putting together. Not much to kind of say. This is kind of the normal drill. Only difference is all that studying I was doing during my AT for my advancement exam this morning. I was not able to get scheduled, or was not able to take the test, just because I guess my worksheet is missing some things that was out of my control, and that my chief has been trying to take care of, but kind of other channels have not done their part. So what they're saying is I couldn't take the advancement exam today, but they're taking care of the issues, and I'll be able to take a straggler exam. So not too disappointed about it, honestly. It gives me more time to kind of rest from this long ass 2 weeks that it's been, but more time to study and prepare. I felt pretty prepared, but definitely still tired from the Mobex annual training and just the flight back and all that kind of stuff. So honestly, I'm a little thankful that I have a little bit more time to study and take the exam. But other than that, I have a few things to take care of today. And then it's just back to my civilian life. So I will, not sure when the straggler exam will be. They did say it'll be on a weekday. So if, I might just post a little update on that once I do that, but otherwise we'll just see what happens from there. But yeah, I just decided to do this kind of last update video, right in between Saturday's portion and Sunday's portion of the drill, just because whenever we get out today, I got some other stuff to take care of. And so I will put all these segments together probably tomorrow and post this video, and then I'll post the video of the tour I did of the Wisconsin and in Norfolk, and then just see what happens for the next time I post. But anyway, thanks for watching. I know this was a longer video, just because it was like a bunch of different little segments put together, so I'm sure this is probably going to come out to be lengthy. If you watch the whole thing through, appreciate it. Thanks for following and subscribing and questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the section, comment section down below. I did have somebody request on one of my videos that I provide my email. And I thought about that, but the only, some of the questions I get in my comment section, other people can sometimes answer better than I can, or kind of like when it leads to discussion or things like that. So, questions and comments and things, I'd rather just have them be in the comment section of the videos so we can all kind of learn from others' experiences. So, that's kind of why I don't do that and haven't done that. So, I mean, if I miss comments and stuff, I don't always get alerts from YouTube. But I do try to respond in some way, whether it's just an acknowledgement like a thumbs up or something, or a reply. But I do appreciate feedback. And yeah, just I know kind of started this whole video process. And I'm glad, there's people out there that are getting something from it. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.